How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews back with a little bit of, little Homebrew Wednesday up in this piece in the form of a little bit of New Zealand Pils. Yeah, this be courtesy of my boy Will from Nebraska. He sent off a couple, count them two, Homebrew jams, both of them in very commercial level canning. And he has a New Zealand Pils, I assume just a hoppy Pils. Oh, that's clear beer. And he sent off a pale ale, or it was an IPA. I forget which one it was. But it was a hoppy jam. I would assume that would be a hazy, but you never know. It could be classic beer. But damn, look at that clarity on that sucker. So you're talking about New Zealand Pils. I think I have notes here for those playing along at home. I can't believe I actually remembered to read the notes. It's a fucking Christmas miracle. We'll let that head die down. So you could hear he says it's a 5.8% Pilsner. It was brewed on the 22nd of November 2020. We're reviewing it now, which is the 28th of December. So just a bit over a month since it was brewed. It was canned 7 days ago, and it has two Rome Pils, and the hops are Vic Secret, Nelson, New Zealand Hop 107, and Waiheke hops, and the yeast is Imperial L17 Harvest, and it was brewed by Will and his boy Dan. So thank you very much. I can't believe I remember that shit. Blue painter's tape on a can. I mean, come on, ghetto is the way it rolls. On the back here it says N2. I don't know what that means, maybe. I don't know. It looks like a wasn't meant for me to see kind of thing. Like maybe, oh, it was written on a can, I think. Is that what it is? I'm seeing, yeah, I'm looking through and I'm actually seeing it on a can. So, N2. I wonder what that means. We'll see what's what. Anyway, as far as that beer goes, I mean, that looks like Pils, man. That's hyper clear. When you talk about a homebrew, to get that level of clarity on it without like a centrifuge and all that kind of stuff is epically impressive. I mean, the head, it's already drawing a lacing on it from the head that's already dropped down. It's got crazy neurotic bubbling. The sands that tiny strip towards the bottom, which is pretty uniform microscopic stuff. But man, that's a pretty beer. I just want to look at it, to be perfectly honest with you. Look at that thing. Look at how pretty that looks in that glass. Man, that carbonation's almost just like mesmerizing. It's so goddamn pretty. Yeah, we just sit here for a while, if you don't mind. Now, let's dive into it. Let's see if we get a nose without snorting a ton of foam on this sucker. You know, I always expect New Zealand malts or New Zealand hops to really jump out at me. Be a little bit green, be obviously like tropical fruity, stuff like that. I'm not getting a big hop presence on the nose here. It's mostly malt driven. It's that Turo, it's that Pilsner malt kind of coming through. With the ever so slightest waft of a melon slash generic bittering. And it is very, very, very neutral. Very, very, very small. There's not much of a nose to be had here. Not necessarily... not words are hard sometimes. It's kind of, you know, it's not unexpected for a little Pilsner or something like this, especially with a decent head on it. But it smells nice. Let's dive in. Cheers. That's fun. I like that. That's pretty damn crispy for a homebrew. I wouldn't make it like totally 1000% crispy, boy. There is a density to the Pilsner. But for a homebrew, and again, I say that with all positivity, not like kind of like, oh, homebrew, not like that. It's so hard to make that ultra level crispiness. A lot of professional breweries can't get to that crispy level, that lightness that so many people covet today. And this is pretty damn close. Again, the malts are kind of leading the show here, but those New Zealand hops do come to a head. Very much melon characteristic for me, with this sharp, slightly like pulling weed tomato stocky kind of greenness to it. And like I said, for homebrew, very light, wants to get into that crispy game, but just like, you know, it's just barely off that crispiness. And it's honestly super chuggable, super drinkable. You can see it's put a nice little lacing on the glass here, you know. I like the bitterness. I like that the malt is actually leading the way in this without getting overly sweet. Carbonation's beautiful on it. Zero negativity as far as off flavor. I'm getting nothing as far as off flavors on this whatsoever. It's a really tasty Pilsner. I like mine to skew just a little bit lighter. I do like the super ultra chuggable, crispy level kind of Pilsner. And while this gets very, very, very close to that, it's just got a little bit of heft to the body that keeps it from getting there. But all in all, I like that cool kind of melony, kind of green, stocky kind of thing that I get from the hop. That's really fun. I really do like the malts being a slightly beefier, and that might be why the beer's a little bit heavier. The malt leading the way on this. Not a lot of, if the malt leads the way in a Pilsner, it's either underhopped or it's just a super crispy, over-the-top kind of, like nothing to it but the malt kind of thing. I shouldn't have said crispy there, just malt-driven kind of IPA, or not IPA, Pilsner. And this kind of gets that, hits that point in a very fun way without losing the hop presence, if that makes any sense. I like it. I think it's fun, dude. Very tasty beer, and nothing there as far as negativity goes. I'm not getting any kind of off flavors. In the grand scheme of things, it was, brewed and canned within a month or so, so not a lot of time to develop flavors, but at the same time, you're talking about a small beer, 5 and change, Pilsner. There's very little to hide behind, so if there was something negative that was starting to creep out of here, chances are it would show its head. Very fun stuff, dude. I like this quite a bit. Like I said, as far as Pilsners go in general, this is probably one of the better Pilsners I've had as of late, if we were going to kind of play that game. But for my personal preference, it has nothing to do with the beer whatsoever. I like them a little bit lighter, just a little bit lighter. But again, that's just me nitpicking on it. It's a very, very tasty beer. Very good stuff, dude. This is what I want in kegs. This is the kind of beer I want in kegs. Actually, it reminds me of a beer I had at my wedding. I had a Kolsch. It was a Kolsch, so it wasn't a Pilsner. But, you can kind of get to the same place with those from District 96. It kind of reminds me of that. It has a density to it without being overly heavy, but still leaning in that crispy direction. Very fun stuff. Thank you very much for sending this off, dude. Very good stuff. There you go. Homebrew review. In the books. We're not going to rate it against anything else and just say it's damn tasty stuff. I think it's fantastic, and I can't wait to try the other beer you sent off. So there you go. Another Homebrew review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers. Want to check me out in social media stuff, Beer Massif, podcasting stuff. You want to send me some homebrew? Want to hear me talk about it? Guarantee nice words. I just kind of talk about what I have, what I taste. Matt at massivebeers.com or massivebeers@gmail.com. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of Pilsner right now. New Zealand hopped pills. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.